What's up, guys, boys and girls, fellow collectors from all around the world? Ivan Seb, the French collector, is back for yet another video, guys. Can you believe this? It's almost 4 in the morning and I'm tired as hell, but I just can't sleep. So I thought, what better time than the middle of the night to unbox and discover a new Batman collectible. So let's roll. Oh man. Okay, so there's a shipper box inside another shipper box. I love when they do this. I thought, damn, this box is huge. It can't be that big. Okay, so here's the real shipper box. So it's quite big, but at the same time, quite thin. What I really want to do is I want to compare this to the Dark Knight Armory, which I also have in my collection. Obviously, it wouldn't be fair to compare both armories because they're two different models, right? However, you can still compare both Batsuits, the weapons, accessories, the Bruce Wayne head sculpt. So let's do this. I'll just quickly show you the box. Beautiful artwork like always. Batman Armory, the Dark Knight Trilogy logo, Batman Armory with Bruce Wayne. Beautiful artwork on the front. Showing you the Batsuit in the middle, Batman on the left, Bruce Wayne on the right. Let's turn this around. Really nice. Now I am very excited, guys, because some of you who've known me long enough out there, you guys know what Batman means to me, right? I discovered Batman when I was maybe 5 years old, watching the animated series in the 90s. And well, since then, Batman is almost like a religion, right? I eat, sleep, and breathe Batman. He's my favorite superhero. Even though technically he's not a superhero, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I love every version of Batman. Now, some people will agree with me and some people will disagree, and that's totally fine. But to me, the Dark Knight trilogy, Christian Bale, he is my Batman. He will forever be my favorite Batman. And even more, he will forever be my Bruce Wayne. Now, talking about the Dark Knight trilogy, again, not everybody will agree. Some people say Batman Begins is the best movie. Most people will say the Dark Knight is their favorite. I can agree with them. I mean, Batman Begins is definitely the best Batman movie out there, the best Batman origin story out there, definitely. The Dark Knight is definitely the best Joker movie and the best Two-Face movie. You know, everybody talks about how outstanding Heath Ledger was as the Joker, and that's totally true. But I think Aaron Eckhart doesn't give enough credit because he was amazing as Two-Face. Now, to me, The Dark Knight Rises is my favorite of the three. Even though the movie has its flaws, it deals with themes and topics that are very close to my heart, you know, such as self-transcendence, such as, well, overcoming obstacles, overcoming injuries, and most importantly, overcoming depression. You know, keep fighting, find a new goal, a new purpose, the will to live again. In some ways, The Dark Knight Rises almost has a Rocky vibe, you know, a Rocky feel to it. This famous quote, right? Why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves up. And this movie came out at the worst time of my life. I was down there in that pit back in the day. And for the first time ever, to finally see Bruce Wayne leave Batman behind and move on to a happy life, I don't know, it almost felt like Christopher Nolan made this movie just for me, right? Especially for me. And he delivered that message to me right when I needed to hear it. And I will forever be grateful for this movie. I remember leaving the theater like I was crying my eyes out, you know? So yeah, The Dark Knight Rises will forever be my favorite. And I'm really excited because I love this armory. I think it's badass. And I remember a few years back, I can't remember exactly what year now, it was on display at the San Diego Comic-Con. But then for a very long time, there were no updates anymore. So at some point I thought, well, maybe they canceled it. And well, now I just can't believe that it's here in front of me. So let's take it out of the box. That is really nice. Okay, so I see it comes in two separate trays. So this must be the armory. It's quite heavy. Okay, so here's Batman. Can't really see it right now through that plastic. Here's Bruce Wayne. Here are all the gadgets, accessories, weapons. This, I don't know what this is. What is this? I guess we'll find out. So here we have some of the weapons and accessories. I guess we'll have more in the other box that contains the armory. This can be all of it. The battery for the remote control is in here as well. Amazing. I just literally right now took it out of the box and I'm already blown away. Look at all these little drops from the waterfall. This is crazy. Outstanding. Oh. Wow. Shit. That's amazing. So here's the little magnet. So yeah, the doors are held shut with magnets. Beautiful. So I'm having a bit of a problem here. All these trays on both sides slide out with no problem at all. This one as well. Except this one here. I just can't get it to slide out. I don't know what's wrong. Damn, I hope they didn't glue it by accident. Okay, it finally came out. So let's do this. So maybe these are all the accessories after all. I didn't find any other. So let's start with the little batarang here. Oh, so it goes in here. Okay. Oh, just gonna close this thing. Great. So it's very nicely secured in there now. Beautiful. Looks awesome. And so our first compartment is done. That's amazing. Oh, and actually it's really nice. They all have a little protection sheet to avoid fingerprints. That's perfect. I'm telling you, some of these, it's almost impossible to do it without tweezers. Now, the last one is done. I gotta show you something. The engineering in this thing is absolutely crazy. In each of these compartments behind that glass panel, there is a little rail. Can you see it? And you need to slide the rail through this notch right here. Take a look. I'm trying to do this with one hand so I can show you. It's not easy. Boom. I think I got it. And voila. Beautiful. Wow. Wow. So I actually found what this wire is for. It's actually a little power cord. So one goes on top of the armory. It's really tiny. You got to be careful. Now I just put the battery in there and I'm thinking maybe I should have tested the lights first, you know, before installing all these things, because if now the lights don't work, I'm gonna blow a fuse. Whew. Okay, the moment of truth. Okay, let's try this. I'm sitting in the dark and boom. Wow, this is absolutely stunning. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. Now, I have to be honest, I almost had a heart attack. I had to try a few times. I thought, oh man, it doesn't work. And actually, it's because of that tiny little wire in the back. You touch this thing, it moves like 0.5 millimeter and it won't work. So it's really sensitive. I don't know if it's just mine or if it's the same for everybody. Maybe my wire has a tiny little problem. I don't know. But anyway, it works. I won't be touching it again. It's a fantastic piece. It's so beautiful. Let's see how it works with the doors closed. Doors are magnetized. Like I said, that's wow. It is absolutely stunning. And again, look at these little drops. I don't know if you can see them. Oh yeah, that's man, it's beautiful. The remote control works just perfectly fine. Boom, boom. Let's see at what distance this remote works. Yo, I'm on the other side of the room and it still works. Yeah, it really is stellar. Wow. I actually think I prefer it. I prefer how it looks with the doors closed. This is just crazy. Even better, doors just half open. Damn. Let's put Bruce Wayne in front. He has a stand, but it won't be needed. He stands perfectly on its own. What an incredible looking piece. I'm blown away. And here is this little wire here. I mean, I don't even dare touching it. It's, see? Wow. This thing scares me a little bit. But yeah. So that wire goes down here, passes in this, inside this piece right here, and connects to the base. So yeah, I'll never touch this again. Never again. Look at this. Oh, wow. Shit's crazy. Okay, anyway, it's assembled now. Let me get some sleep, guys, and we will compare this to the Dark Knight Armory. Okay, let's do this. So on the left side, we have the Dark Knight Armory, right? On the right side, we have the Dark Knight Rises Armory. So this one is still the first version. Hot Toys since then made a 2.0. I don't know if that one is out yet. I could have sold this one and buy the new one. I'm sure it has a few improvements, but I'm not going to, simply because the new one doesn't come with Alfred. And I'm never gonna get rid of my Alfred figure. I absolutely love Alfred, especially in this trilogy. This armory on the left is also featured in the Dark Knight Rises, right? So for those of you who haven't watched this trilogy in a long time, or for those of you who, unlike me, haven't watched this trilogy at least 40 times, let me quickly refresh your memory. In the first movie, in Batman Begins, at the end of the movie, Wayne Manor is destroyed by a fire. So in the Dark Knight, Wayne Manor is being rebuilt. So in the meantime, Bruce lives in a luxury apartment in a penthouse in Gotham City, and all his equipment, the Batsuit, the tumbler, the computer, everything is hidden in the city in an underground secret bunker. And then in the Dark Knight Rises, Wayne Manor is completed, Bruce is back in it, and this is the new armory that's hidden beneath Wayne Manor in the Batcave. Early in the Dark Knight Rises, Bruce fights Bane with this suit right here. And Bane beats him to a pulp, heavily damages the armor, literally cracks the cowl open. So at the end of the movie, when Bruce comes back to Gotham to fight Bane a second time, he goes back to the bunker and takes this suit. So it's kind of crazy to think that the suit Bruce wears at the end of the movie when he defeats Bane and saves the city is actually the same suit he used to fight the Joker and his henchmen 8 years earlier. So from now on, I will refer to these two as the Bunker Armory and the Batcave Armory. Both pieces are absolutely beautiful, so let's compare them. So immediately I can say I really love the Bunker Armory, right? But this one knocks it out of the park. So people will say you can't compare apples and oranges. Well, okay, you can't, but I can still say I prefer apples or I prefer oranges, right? I prefer this one. It's beautiful because, well, look, when they're both closed, when the doors are closed, you can still see the bat suit inside. Here, clearly, you can, or, well, just barely. But yeah, this one, however, is so much taller. It literally towers over the other one. This fits in a detolf, right? In an IKEA detolf. This one won't, unless of course you adjust the shelves, but otherwise it won't fit in a detolf. So right now I just noticed a little detail. I've never seen this before. I've had this for so many years, but I never paid attention, right? I can't remember under which license this was released. I can't remember what was written on the box it came in, but right here on the base it says the Dark Knight. However, on the remote control it says the Dark Knight Rises. Okay, so that's a little detail I never noticed. What I like about this armory is you have the option to display it with or without the base. You can lift it, take it out, boom. So I think it looks much cooler with the base, but at least it's nice, you know, to have the option. On this armory, however, you cannot remove the base. And the reason why is that the bunker armory is battery operated, at least this one, the first version, right? I think maybe the 2.0 will work with a USB wire. The batteries are on top. This is the battery compartment. This works with a USB wire that's plugged in the lower part in the back. So this is the back of the bunker armory. See this little screw, you remove it, and this is where the batteries go. On the other armory, see, you have this USB wire going there in the back, but since the LEDs are on top, you have this second tiny little wire going on top. And like I said earlier, it's so flimsy, at least mine, you know, I touch it just a little bit and the lights stop working. So I think it would have been much better if this USB wire went directly on top, but I guess they had no choice. They couldn't do this because this whole thing is completely see-through, and that USB wire would have been too obvious, too noticeable. But yeah, it is what it is. So let's check how they look with the lights on and the doors still closed. So with this one, actually it looks like the doors block the signal of the remote, because I cannot light this up when the doors are closed. I have to open the door just a little bit, boom, it works. Like I said earlier, this one I can literally light this up from across the room. Beautiful. First thing that you will notice is that the lights are much wider, almost have a bluish tint, and they're much brighter on the Batcave Armory. Here they have a yellowish tint. The lights are much dimmer. Yeah, this looks absolutely fantastic. You know, I don't mind that the lights are dimmer and somewhat warmer. You know, it's just a different look, different style. Absolutely love this. However, like I said earlier, you know, this one you can still see the Batsuit even when the doors are closed. But on this part here, you have this thing right in the middle that really hides, well, the best part, which is the bat symbol on the chest and the cowl, right? But, well, you cannot blame Hot Toys for this, you know, that's just how the armory was designed for the movie. Let's now open the doors. So on the bunker armory, you have 4 doors, 2 in the back, 2 in the front. Let's open them. Then that magnet is really strong. So 1, 2. So all 4 doors are now open, right? You got 1, 2, 3 hinges on each side. So it is movie accurate. You know, the back doors open as well in the movie. However, that's not how you want to display it, because when the back doors are open, obviously you won't be able to see all the incredible weapons and accessories that are in the back. And then these drawers also articulate. So this one, right? Same on the other side. This is freaking fantastic. Now on the Batcave Armory, only the 2 front doors open, and then you can slide out these panels, right? These compartments. Nothing opens in the back. However, let me show you a crazy detail in the back that I noticed right now. So I did not notice this when I unboxed it and assembled it last night, but obviously because when you open the doors, you're standing in front of the armory, but actually you got so much articulation right here. When you open the doors, you have real working, look at these hinges, look at these pistons. This is crazy. This is a little detail, but I think it's fantastic. Look at this. And it's so smooth. Look how they move. Damn, beautiful. So I closed the back doors again, and I think it looks much more impressive this way, because you have all these gadgets and weapons and accessories on display in the back. So last night when I unboxed and assembled this, I thought surely there must be more accessories hidden somewhere in one of these boxes, and I was wrong. But again, not Hot Toys' fault. That's just how both armories looked in a movie. The bunker armory has so much more stuff in it, right? We got 2 additional spare utility belts in the back. We got 2 sticky bomb guns on each door, you know, hanging at that mesh screen. A 3rd sticky bomb gun in the back. We got these little hooks, you know, that belong to the grappling gun over there. We got these grenades, the folding batarangs, overall more canisters. So yeah, the bunker armory is just loaded with weapons. So this is all the accessories we have in the Batcave armory, but you know, I can't criticize it. You know, it's just a different style. They went for a more elegant, a classier look, and it's absolutely beautiful, you know. Let us now compare the figures, right? So here we have Alfred, right? And the likeness to Michael Caine is just mind-blowing. This head sculpt is crazy. The suit the outfit is beautifully tailored as well. Now this coat, however, is a real dust magnet. I mean, look at this. Yeah, I don't like opening this coat because these little buttons are so fragile, but yeah, that's a perfect tailoring for a figure that is what, 10 years old. I can't remember when this came out, but this figure is crazy. Yeah, that's truly remarkable. Beautiful. And here is the Alfred figure we got with the Rises armory. That's right, we got none, so fuck this. I mean, Alfred is such an important character, especially in this trilogy, especially in The Dark Knight Rises, you know. I mean, yeah, I would have liked to see a new Alfred figure with this new armory, maybe wearing, you know, his cardigan, whatever, but nope. So it is what it is. Let's now compare Bruce Wayne figures. So Bruce Wayne, on the left, the one that came with the bunker armory back in the day, is a fully articulated figure, you know, regular Hot Toys True type body. The one on the right is, well, pretty much a statue. There's articulation in his ankles, you know, you can move his feet from left to right, and there's articulation in the neck. You can turn his head, you know, up and down, left and right. The rest of the body it's what they call a power pose figure, you know, basically a statue. I don't mind that at all because that pose is really impressive with his arms crossed like that, and it would be impossible to achieve this pose with a body, you know, so I really don't mind it at all. Let's take them off their stands to compare their height. So the new Bruce Wayne is slightly taller, not a major difference, just a little bit taller. It's not like he was towering over the other one, but he is a bit taller. The Dark Knight Bruce Wayne came with an old school Hot Toy stand, like so many figures back in the day. The new stand is beautiful. You know, it mimics the floor of the Batcave, you know. We've got a stone floor with a puddle of water here, but it's flat. I wish they gave this some relief, but I probably won't be using it anyway because he stands perfectly fine on its own. So the Dark Knight Bruce Wayne, overall perfect figure. Look at these shoes. You know, the only thing that would have been nicer would have been real laces, but you know, shiny shoes, beautiful. Now the tailoring on this outfit is top notch. It's freaking impressive. Now the only thing that I find that bothers me is this horrible, and I mean horrible, seam on this hand. See that thumb there? That is just shocking. But other than that, it's a perfect figure. Now he's holding his batarang. That's why it was missing in that compartment there. Now back in the day when I saw this for the first time, I saw this head sculpt, I was so impressed. I thought, wow, this is crazy. The likeness is insane, right? I thought, well, it can get better than that. How can they still improve their head sculpts? This is just perfect. Well, that was until I saw this last night. Man, this is just mind-blowing. Just look at the skin texture on these two head sculpts. So both head sculpts have this, you know, he's got a mole right here on his nose, right next to his eye. Depending where the light is coming from, it's not so obvious, but his mole is there. But then on this head sculpt, you even have this, I mean, look at this vein right under his eye over there. This is just freaking crazy. Look at the texture on these sneakers. That's quite insane. Damn, so detailed. I love them. I love how they're painted. I love that shine on them. So at the end of The Dark Knight, when he pushes Harvey Dent, right, Two-Face, off this rooftop, he falls with him, and that was quite a nasty fall. And if you watch again closely, you will see that in the last seconds of the movie, when he runs away from the cops, he's limping. And so he damaged his knee, and in The Dark Knight Rises, he's wearing this knee brace or knee splint. I don't know how you call this in English. So yeah, very accurate. And I mean, look at the skin texture on these legs. This is crazy. And on these arms, look at the skin texture, the muscles, this vein over there. Look at his hands, the nails, how they're, it's crazy. It's crazy. You can see his fingers also underneath here. Trying to focus. So much detail. Look at this scar here. So this is when he got attacked by dogs in The Dark Knight. Alfred sewed up his wounds, so it left a scar, which is accurately sculpted. I was trying to check if they pushed the details even further and actually sculpted more scars or painted more bruises underneath his t-shirt, but it's just painted in black, you know. Sculpted muscles, but a black paint underneath his t-shirt. Now, one major difference between these two head sculpts is that this one basically just came in one solid piece. You cannot move his eyes, nothing. However, this one, you can remove the back part of his head. You can remove this his hair, right? So all you got to do is remove his hair, and with this little tool, you can change the direction of his eyes. Yeah, actually, you can even do it with your finger, right? Look, check this out. It's a bit creepy, isn't it? So I'm done, and I mean, look at this. Look at the reflection of the light in his eyes. This is lifelike. I mean, it's almost like I'm looking at Christian Bale, you know, and not a figure. It's very, very impressive. Now, the downside of these head sculpt with movable eyes is that most of the time on the sides, you will see this ugly seam right here, see? Yeah, that's nasty, man, but what can I say? At least it's in the back, right? So once your figure is on display, I mean, you just won't see it. But look at this. You know, from every angle, this is Christian Bale through and through. Likeness is perfect. One of the best Hot Toys head sculpt in recent years. What I want to do now, should I try it? I want to try and swap these head sculpts. Let's try this. It worked. I swapped the head sculpt. So now look at this. Damn, this is amazing. I love it. And what I love on this new Bruce Wayne head sculpt, even though it's very, very, very subtle, I don't know if you can see it, but near his temples, you have very, very, very light paint, gray paint, right? Gray hair. Because again, after all, he's 8 years older in The Dark Knight Rises, so you can barely see it. I actually wish it was even more obvious, but it's there, you know. He's got a bit of a few gray hair. That's really nice. Okay, back to the original setting. Let's put these two figures aside now and compare the Batsuit. Now, while they're on display, in the Bunker Armory, the boots are sitting on the floor, right, next to the Batsuit, and the gloves are not connected to the Batsuit. However, in The Dark Knight Rises, in the Batcave Armory, the gloves are definitely on, and the boots as well. So it's all in one piece. There is this one shot right after, you know, the scene where Bruce and Miranda Tate make out in front of the fireplace, and then he leaves her to go find Bane. There's this one shot where you can see the armory rising out of the ground, and clearly the gloves are on it. So that's accurate. Both suits are supposed to be the same, but there are differences. You know, the proportions on this suit are deadly accurate. This is the best 1/6 Batman we got so far. It's crazy. One difference that I absolutely love is, look at the bat symbol right on his chest, how it raises from the chest. See the relief there? Whereas here, it's much more subtle. The shape of the cowl, however, not too bad on here, is amazing here. This is crazy. I love it. I love how thicker the neck is. I mean, look at this shot, look at this angle. This is amazing, absolutely amazing. I love it. The only visible difference between both bat suits, right, is that in the Dark Knight you can see his glove straps, whereas in the Dark Knight Rises the gauntlets have on the forearms have a slightly different shape, allowing Batman to tuck his gloves underneath the gauntlet. So that's very accurate as well. And I mean, look at these cowls. See how this one, how slimmer it looks, how thinner it looks, whereas this one is just massive, and the neck is also thicker. I mean, this one is great, you know, I like it, but the new Batsuit here is just fucking insane. Like I showed you earlier, the new Bruce Wayne is just slightly taller than the old one. However, there's a much more noticeable size difference, height difference between these two Batman figures. Look at the difference of these two cowls in both shape and size. This is crazy. So again, on the left, the Dark Knight cowl, on the right, the Rises cowl. Let's turn them. This is incredible. Look at the shape of the nose on the right side. How pointy it is. Damn, this new cowl is perfect. Perfect. So I installed the cape on the new Batman, and I don't even know where the cape for this one is. I'm not even sure I kept it, but you know, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. This one is just so much better, right? I mean, so far, all these years, every single Batman figure we got, whether it was the Batman Begins version or the Dark Knight version, right? The capes were absolute shit, right? Most collectors, myself included, got custom capes, right? Because the stock capes were just awful. Here, for the first time, we get a stock cape that is really, really nice. It drapes well, perfect length. Maybe not the best fabric, you know, it doesn't have this velvet look, but let's have a look at the back. But yeah, I just love the way it drapes. I love the length. It's great. Anyway, I won't be needing it because this Batsuit is gonna stay in the armory, right? But still, beautiful, beautiful cape. Now, one thing that sucks a little bit is that this new Batman, see, the mouth plate is removable. However, it doesn't come with any additional mouth plates, whereas this one back in the day, well, you had this mouth plate, but it also came with these three mouth plates. So what I want to try now is see if these ones fit in the new cowl. I'm not sure. Let's try this. And sure enough, it doesn't, and it's quite obvious, right? I mean, I knew it wouldn't because since this new cowl has a different size, a different shape, I mean, it's logical that the older mouth plates won't fit. So that's a pity. I don't know why it didn't come with more mouth plates, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, it'll stay in the armory anyway, so no biggie. So this concludes this video. I hope I didn't forget anything. Let me think. No, I think I really try to be as thorough as possible and explore all the little details. I love both, right? But yeah, this one on the right, the Batcave Armory, is just a thing of beauty. The other one is impressive too. You know, it's just a different style. I just prefer the Batcave Armory. I only wish this new one came with a new Alfred figure. But hey, at least I have this one. I'm not selling this one, right? Both are beautiful. I only wish now, I hope this will come someday. I hope Hot Toys will give us a Batman Begins Armory. Now, one thing I gotta say is, you know, even though The Dark Knight Rises may be my favorite of the trilogy, the Batman Begins Batsuit is not only the best Batsuit in this trilogy, but it simply is the best Batsuit of any live-action Batman movie. The Batman Begins Batsuit is just crazy. It's the most, it's the scariest, it's the most intimidating. I mean, trust me, guys. Like, if you walked at night in a dark alley, you know, and came across Batman wearing this, you will say, wow, man, that suit is badass. But if you walked in a dark alley at night and you came across Batman wearing the Batman Begins Batsuit, I can tell you guys, you will shit yourself beyond what your washing machine is prepared to handle. It is that crazy. So hopefully one day we will have this as well. Till then, you know, I have these two. I'm over the moon. And well, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. See you soon. This was Ivan Seb, the French Collector. And I'm out of here, guys. Peace. Bye-bye.